So here is a 2-hour project to make your utilitarian looking bike look more utilitarian, or your vintage bike look more vintage. Both of these bikes have got Plasti Dipped rims. This cruiser I did 3 years ago and it's spotless. This I just did today and I'm going to show you the video. It took a total of 2 hours and I didn't even take the wheels off. So personally, I think there's something super nice and rugged looking about a black rim on a motorcycle. So I'm doing my CT90 today the way I did this Honda. It's been 3 years ago now and they are still absolutely perfect. Now compare that to this that is all chipped up, and I have definitely learned that the right product for this job is Plasti Dip for many reasons. So Plasti Dip is a rubber coating in an aerosol, and that's the back rim I did. Took me about 45 minutes total. Didn't even take it off the bike. Plasti Dip is great for a couple of reasons. One, especially on a bike like this, it's rubberized rather than hard, so it doesn't chip as easily. Also, if you take a gouge out of it while you're changing a tire, you just take a little bit of nail varnish remover and rub over that, and it just kind of smears things back together again. You can put a little bit more on. But the great thing about Plasti Dip, I mean, like on that bike, I was okay trashing the wheels because they were trashed. They were rusty and I painted them black, and no harm, no foul. These are in really good condition. Plasti Dip just peels right off. So I've done my car wheels with it. And you can see there's still some remnants there because it's kind of hard to peel off certain places. But I mean, you can use it for everything. I've used it for that black grill is Plasti Dip. Plasti Dip's awesome stuff, and it peels right off. So really what I'm doing, I'm not affecting the value of this bike. In fact, I'm positively impacting the value of this bike because I'm weatherproofing. I'm putting a removable weather seal over the chrome. So if this stays on here for 5 years, this chrome is going to be just as perfect when I peel it off in 5 years, and it can last that long. I mean, it's really hardy stuff. So I've just aired down the front tire, and I've got folded over playing cards, and I'm going to stick them in all the way around. And I've got straws, drinking straws that I've sliced with a razor blade, and those are just popped over and snugged over the nipple of the spoke. And I'm going to do that all the way around on both sides. Then I'm going to paint, and I'll show you that. In terms of cleaning, I cleaned off with a rag, a little bit of water, and then I used, I can't even see what it is, but it's a degreaser. This gallon has done me for about 20 years. Degreaser takes off any oil and grease and really creates a nice clean finish for paint. So I've done one coat already, the first coat, which is really quite a light dusting. Just want to create a key for the rest of the paint. The most boring part of the job is really putting all these drinking straws on. The playing cards are super easy. This is the first time I've done it on bike, but it's totally fine. I'd usually have a full playing card and have this sitting on axle stands, or with an axle through, just spinning on the workbench, but this is fine. Any overspray on the tire will just rub off or be invisible. It's not a problem. So we want to do 4 coats total. That super light dusting coat, that's been drying just a few minutes. Now I'm going to do a slightly thicker coat. I'm going to do two kind of normal coats, and then the last coat you got to put it on pretty kind of wet. Put it on wet, and it smooths everything out, because each coat kind of burns and melts the coat below it and seals with it. So the last coat is pretty thick, but so I just kind of give it a spin, start the valve, and do a full rotation like that. and then I do the edge, and I kind of shoot right in underneath that lip, because otherwise I find afterwards I pull the card out and there's kind of a silver edge. So I'm really trying to spray the side of the rim and into that lip. That was a pretty thick coat, but it's fine. I just did one can of this is enough for both wheels of a small bike like this. I didn't have a full can when I started, so. That's my second coat, starting to look fairly solid. I'm just going to keep going until I kill this can. If you do it off the bike, I definitely recommend you set something up so you can spin it, because it gives you this nice even spray. Okay, that can's pretty much done. I'm going to come back after I've done the fourth coat. So I did a third coat, and it actually went on really thick because I'm using a new can and the nozzle's nice and clean. I could probably stop there, but I'm going to just do one more. Plasti Dip's funny. The more you do, the easier it is to take off. So if you do it really well, really thick, when you want to take it off, you just kind of find an edge. Just look at YouTube videos about removing Plasti Dip. It's awesome stuff. So I'm going to do the fourth coat now, and I'm going to do it pretty darn wet. And if there are drips or anything, I'll probably not do anything with it on this bike. But even the drips that I saw on this, they're just kind of flattening out. And you can always you can get a Q-tip with nail polish remover, you just lightly go over a bump and it'll just wear it off and just melt it off. Okay, coat 4. There's one on top. I'm going to do the edge, and it's really going on pretty wet. Definitely going pretty thick on this coat. And I'm going to keep spinning. I'm looking for any patchy spots, but it seems great. That's super nice and even. No runs. There were a couple of spots on the last coat, but this coat has just kind of melted them into flat. So the last coat is the most important. Now I could put on a glossifier, which is another Plasti Dip product that gives it a bit of a shine, but it really doesn't over time. It's always going to go to a fairly matte, dull black, which is fine. I mean, it's really fine. To me, that utilitarian look is really awesome. I just love it. That's it. I will give you a shot once this is all dried off and I've removed all this masking, and I'll show you what that's like in a sec. But time-wise, I think I'm about 30 minutes into this whole project. I mean, from putting the bike in the center stand, I'm about 30 minutes in for the front wheel. That's all it takes. And here's the finished result. It has been literally 2 hours since I started doing the back wheel. There's the back and then the front. and I've done the video, and I've been riding. So it's just super straightforward, super quick and simple. And honestly, I just think that gives this bike a really nice utilitarian look. On my other Honda, I think it gives it a nice vintage look, but I'm really happy with that look. That looks awesome.